both of them went really well. Thank you. And
Super.
today's session is all about you, which means it's about yoga to a large extent and a lot of body recovery and relaxation and so on. And tomorrow we have like a blockbuster end to the event where we're bringing in Simon Toffel, the umpire, the celebrated umpire. So he's going to come on and he's going to have a chat with the students and staff of the university. So this is like one of the first things that I'm doing after taking up this post, and the reception so far has been good. So let's see.
Nice. I love the way that you've gone towards it in a broader aspect towards sports day and annual days like this. So it's great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
One sec. So we'll just wait for a couple of minutes and then get started.
Sure, no worries.
We have about 112 participants and growing. So just the next couple of minutes is just for those. So for all those who are here, if you have a yoga mat, it'll be useful. It's okay if you don't. I'm guessing so. Shivani will be a better person to give me an update on that. But if you can probably have a bottle of water and a towel next to you, it might come of use. And that's pretty much it. Just we'll have a very easy session today, is what I'm guessing. So there's a question, someone asking if they can do it on the bed.
Yeah, I replied saying no. Not advisable at all.
Okay, so I'll get started with, probably introducing Shivani. But before that, so as all of you may be aware, so this is the third day of the sports week at Geetham. And like I said, we've already had a couple of sessions yesterday and day before. And so today's session is about yoga and a little bit of body relaxation. And for that, we have Shivani Bajaj. And Shivani Bajaj is an expert in yoga and prenatal yoga. She's also adept at functional fitness and animal flow. She's one of those trainers who's actually walked the talk. She's curated her own training regimen, and she's lost over 15 kilograms in her past, and that sort of encouraged her and equipped her the right kind of knowledge to guide people towards their journey towards living healthy and living an active life. And so Shivani is here to take us through a little bit of yoga and mobility. So the biggest takeaway for all of you all will be more about just how to relax your body and how to maybe just recover from a few things that you're going through nowadays, especially given the fact that we have a completely different way of delivering classes now, which is online. So she'll probably touch upon a few tips and tricks you can follow to reduce the impact of just sitting like that and looking at the screen for long hours. So maybe some sort of tips to ease out the pain on your neck and your back as well. And with that, I'm just going to give it over to Shivani to take it from here. Shivani, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Arun, for that introduction. So I know it's a Friday evening and it's probably end of the week and you guys are like trying to start your weekend. So I'm going to try to do this and keep it as interactive as possible. So basically, it wasn't too long ago that I was on the other side, but I was in my college and studying and sitting, and you know, those complete 5 hours at the desk where your posture is just terrible and your body is just not as mobile as it should be. Um, it was over the last 4 years that I've kind of put in more yoga into my training than just doing the regular cardio and functional fitness. And I feel like that has changed so much more for me in terms of even feeling better mentally, in terms of always in the move and being more functional on day to day lives, right? So I'm pretty much here to kind of help you ease into this part of it in your college journey and take something from this even once you're starting to work or whatever you choose to do later on in your life. Yeah. So towards the end of the session, I will make it as interactive, like I said, and I will make it as simple as possible. That it could be things that you can take from here and practice on a daily basis. I think it's very, very important that you start now, like better late than never. And now is the right time to go about this. You can get after the maybe half an hour to 40 minutes of this session, so I don't tire you out, you guys don't get too bored. We will have a small Q&A session at the end. So if you could keep all your questions till the end, it would be super. But if you all do have any questions about the particular exercise or asana at the time, you can just drop it in and I'll answer it as we go as well. One thing that I've kind of seen or heard, you know, with a lot of people is I'm not doing yoga because it's boring and it's slow. And I feel like that's something that people shouldn't take back from yoga, that it's boring and it's slow, right? Because honestly speaking, I had the same perception of yoga. I'm like, how do I just hold each asana for 30 seconds, 40 seconds? I'll just get bored. I need something fast. It's what few of us who are young kind of think, right? Like, I can't keep doing this, it's boring. But I'm here to tell you that that's not what it is, right? If you're more conscious in the movement and understand from where your body is coming and what your body is trying to do for you, I think it's very, very beautiful. All right. So this is my small introduction that I have for you guys. And from here on, I'm going to take you guys into asanas and exercises. But I will tell you why it's beneficial and how you can do it and for how long and how many days a week. But still, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask me at the end of the session if possible. Yeah?
Super. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Do you want to add on?
Just a quick
Yeah.
shout out to Commander Gurumurthy Gangadharan for joining us, and
Yes,
you know. All right, let's go.
And thank you all also for being a part of this. I hope you all really enjoy it. Okay. Cool. So we're just going to start off by placing our palms on our knees. Yeah. Just place your palms on your knees. Close your eyes and sit down in a comfortable position.
Shivani, if you could just move back or just move your, so I can see only your torso at this point. No, as in, I'm not able to see you fully, like your legs are not visible at all. Yeah, perfect.
Bring your awareness to your whole body. Just to start off with, let's get our breathing correct. You can place your palms on your abdomen. Okay, and notice the movement of your breathing. As you inhale, your abdomen should lift up. And as you exhale, your abdomen should go back down. Okay, as you inhale, your abdomen lifts up. Exhale to go back down. Think about it like a balloon. When you fill in air, it expands, right? So inhale and exhale. 2 more times. I just want you to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Place your palms back on your knees. Relax your breathing. From here, just interlock your fingers behind your back and exhale, just bend forward to let go. Inhale, come back up. Rub your palms together. Feel that warmth between your palms and place them around your eyes. Open your eyes and look at your palms. All right, we're going to start with a few neck rotations just to kind of ease out any stress or pain that you have in your neck joint. All right, so you're going to lock your chin to your chest. You're going to rotate your neck slowly in a clockwise direction. You should breathe in and breathe out throughout all your exercises. Okay, nice rotations. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to do the same side one more time. Breathe in and breathe out and rotate. We're going to move the opposite direction, moving anti-clockwise. Nice and slowly so you relax any tension in your neck. One more time on the same side. Breathe in and breathe out here as well. Awesome. Good job, guys. And relax. Another one that I personally like is interlock your fingers, arms up, lengthen your spine. Okay, so this kind of gives you like space between your chest and your abdomen to kind of increase the length of your spine as well. Inhale, look up at your palms. Exhale, lock your chin to your chest. Inhale, look up at your palms. Exhale, lock your chin to your chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lock your chin to your chest. Look forward, keeping your arms up, so you're still lengthening your spine and correcting your posture here. Inhale here and exhale, bend down to your left-hand side. Get a complete stretch for your spine and your sides. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, bend down to your right side. And come back to the center. Okay, from here, I want you to place your right palm on your left knee and your left hand behind you. So you can just twist your spine and turn. Inhale, come back to the center. Place your left palm on your right knee and your right hand behind you. Twist your spine and turn. Inhale, come back to the center. It's a good stretch for your spine as well. Placing your palms back on your knees. Okay, what you're going to do this again nice and slow. You're going to lift your shoulders towards your ears and make a circular direction. Okay, so this is to nicely warm up your shoulder joints. Make a circular direction frontwards. Rotate your shoulder blades. Yeah, just ease it out there. Taking it the opposite direction. Take it backward, open your chest. Take it backward, open your chest. And open your chest. Super. So now your neck and your shoulders should be quite relaxed. From here, just bring your hands forward and rotate your wrists. With all the writing and typing that we have going, very important to rotate your wrists so they don't become immobile. Opposite direction. Awesome. From here, palm facing forward. This is my right hand facing forward. Take your left palm and pull your fingers towards you, stretching out your entire forearm region. Point your toe fingers downwards and pull it towards you. Again, we're still on the same palm. Okay, the direction of your fingers are towards the floor. From here, turn your palm outward. We're still on the same palm. This is my right hand. And pull it towards you. Stretching out the forearm region. Switching to your left. Fingers pointing the ceiling and pull it towards you. Throughout all your exercises, breathe in and breathe out. Toe fingers pointing down towards the floor. And turn your palm facing forward, fingers still pointing down towards the floor. Awesome. And you can relax. So your palm should have kind of gotten some sort of relaxation. From here, you're going to straighten your legs forward. You can keep your palms on the floor. Just see that your back is straight, and we don't want to slouch during any of our exercises. Okay, so back straight. We're going to rotate our ankles. With the amount of walking that we do through the day, rotate your ankles. Nice and slowly, keep breathing. Switching to the opposite rotation. And relax. Super. See that your toes are pointing towards you to kind of feel a stretch on your hamstring and your calf muscles. From here, I want you guys to inhale, lift up as much as you can. Exhale, bend forward to touch your toes. Inhale, again lift up, working the spine. Exhale, bend forward to touch your toes. One last time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend forward and hold the position. Stay here, and if you stand, take your head towards your knees. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, you can come out of the position. You should feel a nice stretch on your back and your legs. From here, we're going to take your right foot and place it on your left thigh. Okay, another very important exercise to do, because with all this sitting down on the chair position, our hips tend to get really tight, which is why as we age, there's a lot of hip pain and back pain. So working on it now when we're still young would be a lot more beneficial. Okay, so your right foot is on your left thigh, and you're going to move your right knee up and down. This will help open out your hip joint. Keep your back straight. Super. From here, straighten your right leg. Take your left leg, place it on your right thigh, and move your right knee up and down. And relax. Bending both your legs to come into a butterfly position. Hold your toes with your fingers. Keep your back straight and your chest up. Okay, move your knees up and down to open out your hips. Keep breathing through all your exercises. Remember, as we inhale, the stomach comes up. As we exhale, stomach goes down. Relax your knees. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend forward. Try to reach forward as much as you can, taking your head down. This will help in lengthening out your spine. Inhale, walk your palms back and sit up straight. Bring your feet together, cross your legs and come onto your knees. Okay, coming into your all four position. Okay, so in this particular position, there are quite a few exercises you can do. Your shoulder should be in line with your wrist and your knee should be below your hip. Okay, another thing, a few people have their hands too wide or hands too close, so the amount of rotation is a lot lesser. So once you know that your shoulder should be in line with your wrist, your form is a lot better. Okay, so from here you're going to inhale, look at the ceiling, push your chest towards the floor. Exhale, take your back towards the ceiling. Inhale, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, curl, take your chin towards your chest. Inhale, head up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, head up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, look forward and sit back into child's pose. From here, we're going to stand up. I hope you guys can see me. You're going to bring your feet shoulder width wide and you're going to support your waist with both your palms. Okay, you're going to move your hip in a clockwise direction. Again, this is a great exercise for movement of your hip. Moving into the opposite direction. Again, making a nice thick circle, kind of release out any tension in your hip joint. And relax. Super. Okay. We're going to go into Surya Namaskar, which is sun salutations. I will go a little slowly so all of you can keep up with the pace. Okay, so you're going to have your feet together. You're going to have your feet together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend forward, touch your toes. From here, take your right leg back. Take your left leg back. Coming to a high plank position. Again, your shoulders should be in line with your wrist. Drop your knees down, drop your chest down to the floor. Inhale into upward dog, look up. Super. Exhale into downward dog, chest towards your thighs. Inhale, bring your right leg forward between your palms. Bring your left leg forward between your palms. Head towards your knees. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bring your palms to your chest. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, touch your toes. Take your left leg back. Take your right leg back. Coming to your high plank position. Drop your knees down and drop your chest down. Inhale into upward dog, looking forward. Exhale into down dog, pushing your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, bring your left leg forward. Bring your right leg forward. Touch your toes. Inhale, arms up. Palms to your chest. Okay, this is one round. We're going to do two more of these rounds just to kind of get a warm up for the body and to feel a little energetic at the end of the day. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Look forward, take your right leg back. Take your left leg back. Drop your knees down and your chest down. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, bring your right leg forward. Left leg forward. Head to your knees. Inhale, arms up. Palms to your chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Look forward, take your left leg back. Take your right leg back to come into your plank position. Drop your knees down and chest down. Inhale into upward dog, looking forward. Exhale into down dog, push your chest towards your knees. Inhale, bring your left leg forward. Right leg forward. Head to your knees. Inhale, arms up. Palms to your chest. One last round of this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Take your right leg back. Left leg back. Come into the high plank position. Drop your knees down, chest down. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale into down dog. Bring your right leg forward. Bring your left leg forward. Head to your knees. Inhale, arms up. Palms to your chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Look forward. Take your left leg back. Take your right leg back. Drop your knees down. Drop your chest down. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, bring your left leg forward. Right leg forward. Head to your knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Okay. We're going to take a 60-second break in case that was a little too much for you guys. Just breathe, get some water, take 60 seconds.
probably answer a few questions that are
Yeah.
well.
Bindu, does it help in physical health? It definitely helps with your physical health. Um, can I do savasana on the bed? Sure, if that's what your sleeping is, you can. But if you're doing it in terms of yoga practice, it's better to be done on the floor. It kind of helps calm down the body after you finish your entire practice. We will, I hope you can see us. Dr. Shaikh, I hope, yeah. And Supriya, can you do your yoga on your period? Definitely, I will get into more on the menstrual cycle and with your period towards the end, because there's a lot more that women would have to understand on that. So we can keep that particular question till the end and get back to it. I think Arun can help you, Bindu, with the link after the session.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I'll come back to the rest of the questions after we finish a little bit more of the practice. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Few of you told me to keep the camera better. Sorry, I will do that now. Arun, are you able to see me?
Yeah. If you can just go maybe like a little behind. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, let's stand up. I hope you guys got your water and everything. We're going to start with a very simple exercise that everyone should and can be able to do. It's called the tree pose, where you put your right foot on your left thigh. Okay? You can either put your foot on top of your knee or put your foot below your knee. Don't put your foot on your knee because you're kind of affecting the knee joint, which is not good for the body. So if you're more flexible, your foot will come higher up. If you're not, it's okay, it can stay down. From here, lift your arms up and hold the position. Okay, so this is a very important and very simple balancing exercise that you can do at any point of the time during the day, just to kind of help with your stability of your body. As you're doing this, remember to breathe in and breathe out. All right, breathe in and breathe out. Balancing also helps in increasing your concentration and your memory. So very important for everybody to do this as well. Okay. Put your palms on your waist. From here, just bring your right foot forward. Okay, don't drop your right leg down. Just bring your right foot forward. Okay, I want you guys to find your balance. Just a little bit of fun over here. I want you to try to close your eyes and see how long you can hold. The difference between your eyes open and your eyes closed. Close your eyes. Might be a little shaky, but that's how well the mind works. Super. And relax your right leg. Good job. We're going to switch to the opposite side. Take your left leg and place it on your right thigh. See that your body is straight and you're not slanting towards one direction. And lift up. Again, awareness to your breathing. Notice the movement as you inhale and as you exhale. That will help build your control and your balance. Place your palms down on your waist. Bring your left leg forward. And let's close your eyes. Super. Good job. And relax. Nicely done. Alright. We're going to bring the feet together. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see better. Interlock your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades and open your chest. Okay, so this will really help in opening out your chest a little bit. Open your chest and look up. Okay, Okay, squeeze your shoulder blades, open your chest. From here, bend forward and keep your head down and bring your arms up. Okay, so bend down, take your head towards your knees and bring your arms up. This will help to increase your shoulder mobility as well with all that typing and writing that we've got. And inhale to come back up. Whew, awesome. Your shoulders and chest should feel quite open here. We're going to take a step out to the right side. Okay, take a nice, say 4 feet distance between your legs. Okay. Turn your right leg outward, forward, which is your right leg. Inhale, open your arms to the side and bend down to your right side. Look at your left palm in this position. Keep breathing, keep relaxing your body and try to go deeper into the stretch. Inhale, come back up to the center. On the same side, bend your right knee. Place your right elbow on your right knee and your left arm over your head. Okay, bend your right knee. Place your right elbow on your right knee and your left arm over your head. From here, inhale, come back up. Stand up straight. Now turn your right leg forward. Bend your right knee. And lift your arms up. Hold the position and again remember to breathe and focus on your breath. Straighten your right leg and bend forward towards your right side. Some of you might find it difficult to get your palms to the floor, which is completely okay. You can just hold your calf muscles or your ankle as well. Just see that your knee is straight. Very important that your knee is straight. And from there, inhale to come back up and bring your feet together. If you want to, you can just shake out your legs if you feel there's any tension. And step out where your left leg is forward and your right leg is up. Turn your left leg to the side. Okay. Inhale, open your arms to the side. Exhale, bend forward and look at your right palm. Bend down to your left side and look at your right palm. Keep breathing. From here, bend your left knee. Place your left elbow on your left knee and your right arm over your head. Bring your right hand up, come back straight, bend your left knee and lift your arms up. Okay, nicely bend your left knee, lift your arms up. From here, bend forward, place your palms on the floor, keep your left knee straight. If you're unable to reach the floor, hold on to your ankles. But see that your left knee is completely straight and is not bent. From here, step your right leg forward, touch your toes, head down. Keeping your palms on the floor, if you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees, no problem. And drop your knees on the floor. Drop your knees on the floor. Okay? Awesome. We'll take a small 20-second break here. You can sit in any comfortable position. Try to get your heart rate back down as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Be in control of your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Super. All right. Coming down back into the cat pose that we started with. Okay. If you're a beginner to yoga or movement or anything, I want you to keep your left knee on the floor and bring your right leg forward. Okay. If you're a beginner to it, keep your left knee on the floor, bring your right leg forward. If you feel like you're a little bit more advanced and you have the strength, try to lift your left knee off the ground. Yeah. So your right foot is front and either your left leg is off the ground or on the ground, and open your right hand towards the ceiling. Open your right hand towards the ceiling. Those of you who are beginners can follow me, and those of you who are a little bit more advanced can follow Arun. From here, bring your right hand down and open your left hand up. Bring your left hand back down. Drop your knee on the floor. And if you have the flexibility, drop your elbows to the ground. Your right leg is still in front. Yeah, and your elbows are on the floor. Take your head down if you can. This exercise, again, very beneficial for your back and for your hips. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Inhale to come back up. Take your right leg back and bring your left leg forward. Okay. If you're a beginner, your knee stays on the floor like me. If you're a little advanced, you can follow Arun. And open your left hand towards the ceiling. Bring your left hand back to the ground in the inside of your left leg and open your right hand towards the ceiling. This helps in opening out your chest and your thoracic region of your spine. Bring your right palm down. If you can, drop your elbows down and your head down. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your palms back on the ground. Take your left leg back and sit back into child's pose. One of the most relaxing and easiest exercises to practice. From here, you're going to come forward and lie down on your chest. Okay, come forward and lie down on your chest. The next couple of exercises that we're going to be doing is going to focus on the lower back. I get a lot of people who tell me that they have lower back pain or their lower back is really stiff. So just doing a couple of these exercises will help strengthen your back and will help release tension in it. So hopefully you guys can remember these exercises. Otherwise, you all can always look it up now that you know how to do it. Okay. So we'll be doing 3 different exercises as we're lying down on the chest to help with the back. Okay. The first exercise we already did in Surya Namaskar. It's called a cobra or an upward dog. You're going to place your palms to the side of your chest. Okay. Notice how my elbows don't flare out, but my elbows are close to the body. Keep looking at the floor. Inhale, lift up and push your shoulders back. Okay, a lot of us tend to shrug in and hold like this. You're not helping your posture here. So I want you to try to push your shoulders back, open out your chest and work your spine. We're going to stay here for just 5 more counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and come back down. Awesome. The next exercise that we're going to do is called the Superman. So you're going to have your hands forward. You're going to lift your hands up, your head up, your chest up, and your legs up. Okay, your hands, legs, chest, and head up. But I want you to keep looking at the floor, because if you're looking forward, if you notice, there will be a strain in your neck because your body is not in one line. Okay, so keep looking at the floor. All right, inhale, lift up, lift your head up, chest up, legs up, hands up, hold 10 seconds. 5 more seconds, keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1, come back down. Awesome. Good job, guys. Next exercise, I want you guys to bend your legs. Okay, so you can see my feet here. Bend your legs, take your right palm to your right ankle. Take your left palm to your left ankle. We're going to go into bow pose, and you're going to lift your chest up and your legs up. Yeah, so you can see me in the front ankle and you can see Arun from the side ankle. Try to lift up, open your chest. 5 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Release your legs and exhale. You're going to stay down, lying down on your chest for 30 seconds just to relax your body and your heart rate. Place your palms to the side of your body. Lift your body up. Cross your legs and sit down. Okay? Sit down and straighten your legs forward. From here, bend your right leg and keep your left leg straight. Okay, so your right leg is bent and your left leg is straight. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend down towards your left leg. With every inhalation, hold, and with every exhalation, try to go down as much as you can. With every inhalation, lengthen your spine. With every exhalation, let go and bend down. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, come back up. Okay, from here, keep your legs in the same position. Your left leg, take it behind you. Both your palms to the right side and turn your body. Yeah, turn your body, hold the position. Inhale, come back to the center. Straighten both your legs. Bend your right leg. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend down. Try to go down as much as you can, and with every exhalation, try to let go and release out any tension or any stress in your body. Mentally or physically, the power of yoga is to let go as well. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to release. From here, bend your right leg back. Turn towards your left hand side and twist. Coming back to the center. Coming back into the butterfly position. Inhale, head up. Exhale, lock your chin to your chest. Again, let your heart rate come down and relax your body. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. You're going to lie down on your back. Lie down on your back. Okay. We're just going to do a very few exercises as you're lying down so it doesn't get too complicated. Hug your right knee towards your chest and hold the position. Okay. Hug your right knee towards your chest and hold the position. You should feel like a relaxation happening in your spine and your hip region. From here, straighten your right leg up. Hold the back part of your right knee if you're a beginner. Okay, if you're a beginner, hold the back part of your right knee. If you're a little advanced, try to hold your toe and reach up. Okay, if you're a little advanced, try to hold your toe and take your head up. Come back down and relax. Bend your left leg in, hug your left knee towards your chest. Straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. You can hold the back part of your left knee if you're a beginner. If you're a little advanced, try to go up as much as possible and take your head up. Exhale and come back down. From here, bend both your knees. Okay, palms to your heel. Inhale, lift your hip up. Come back down. See to that your feet are on the floor. Inhale, lift your hip up. Exhale, come back down. Palms are to the side of your body. Inhale, lift your hip up. Come back down. One last time. Inhale, lift your hip up. Hold the position for 10 counts. And come back down. Hug both your knees towards your chest. If you can, take your right palm to your left elbow and your left palm to your right elbow. If that's difficult, you can just stay by holding one of your wrists. Relax your legs. Straighten your legs forward, palms to the side of your body and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Turn towards the right side of your body and sit up straight. Palms on your knees and eyes closed, back straight. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One nice deep breath in, breathing in, breathing out. Interlock your fingers behind your back and bend forward. Inhale, come back up. Rub your palms together and place them around your eyes. Open your eyes and look at your palms. Thank you.
Awesome. So I think that's, you can probably just take a few questions, but,
Sure.
but Commander, any questions?
I hope you liked the session, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take a few questions, and before we leave, Shivani, if we can just quickly touch upon. I know we did these exercises before, but if we can, quickly touch upon a few of those exercises that release or you relax your neck and your back. Just a reminder of those exercises so people can probably get, register it better, and maybe kind of include that in their daily routine of sorts if possible.
Right. So the easiest way for me to kind of understand or remember, if I've covered up all the parts of my body in terms of opening it out, or mobility wise, however it is, I always start from head to toe. Okay, so like we did, first would be your neck rotations that we could do. Okay, to kind of release out any tension on your neck and shoulder. The other exercise that we could also do is your shoulder rotations that we had also done. Yeah. If you guys want to like note it down, and if it's too difficult for you all to like get it now itself, you can probably quickly write it or just type it on your phones, and always brush up upon it whenever. A couple of the other exercises would be cat and cow, which would help for the spine. So you're gonna, Arun, do you think it would be better if I show it out again, or?
I can show it if you talk. I'll probably just demonstrate it.
Yeah, all right. So another one would be cat and cow. So you inhale and you look up, and you exhale and you curl your spine. So this is a great one to release out any tension on your spine, on your lower back. Helps to strengthen the spine as well. Another very, very relaxing, and I think everybody should do it, is child's pose. Child's pose helps in kind of lengthening. If you can notice the spine, it lengthens the spine, and you kind of sit back as much as possible. Here you can get like a nice rhythm with your breathing, and you'll notice your breath because your abdomen will touch your thighs, and you can open, inhale and exhale as you're doing this particular exercise. Awesome. The other one, like I said, was your neck rotation, shoulder rotation, wrist rotation. Because of all the typing and usage of the mobile phone, I think it's very important to do so. Any one balancing exercise every day is important. Like we did today was tree pose. There are quite a few warrior three and quad stretch. All these exercises are beneficial in finding your balance and having that stability and control over your body. Superman would be my number one for your lower back. If any of you are suffering from lower back pain or think that it gets too tight, working on Superman, there are quite a few variations on the internet if you do look, but please be careful of your position. Okay, you're lying down on your chest and your arms are forward, and very important that you look at the flow. Yeah, we did this towards the end. Arun is showing it to us right now. So you look at the flow at this position and your back is straight. It really helps to strengthen that lower back and your glutes as well. Another exercise I would recommend is lying down on your back. And lying down on your back. Yeah, and going into a glute bridge. So you bend your knees and you place your palms to your heel. You lift your hip up. Exactly what Arun is showing you right now. This, you have to engage your glutes and your core. This really helps in strengthening your lower back, helps in strengthening your legs, your breathing, all of it. It's another one that I would completely recommend to do on a daily basis. And then hug your knees towards your chest as you're lying down. Hug your knees towards your chest like this. Helps in relaxing the body more than anything. It also presses that abdomen in, to just feel like a little flatter and not so bloated, for the few of you who feel that way. I'm one of them. So this kind of really helps me that way. And yeah, pretty much this would be good in terms of strengthening your back and your breathing. There are a lot more exercises that you can do to, even 5 minutes per day would be great. Another one that I recommend or say to do on a daily basis is Surya Namaskar. Okay, what we started with at the beginning. So someone who's new into fitness or new into working out, the best thing to start, I think, is Surya Namaskar, because it stretches your body at the same time. It gives you that cardio bit if you do it a little faster. It helps in your breathing aspect as you breathe in and breathe out. So starting with 6 rounds of Surya Namaskar and, gradually increasing to 9, 12, so on and so forth, depending on the time you have. So 6 rounds of Surya Namaskar takes you 5 minutes or even lesser, depending on the pace you do. So now I have started this thing, and it's been a month now that I do Surya Namaskar every day. If it's a Sunday, if it's the most boring day of my life, if it's the funnest day of my life, I see the point that 6 rounds of Surya Namaskar is done every day, because trust me when I tell you, your mind feels better. Like you have more energy, you have more, confidence in yourself. And I think that's a great step that you can do to start your workout regime if you are interested and you like yoga as well. Yeah, I think these are some things we can go about with.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shivani. Let me just take a few questions.
Yeah.
Shivani, you said you're going to talk about menstruation and all of that towards the end.
Yeah, let me just go back to where I stopped. Can you give me advice to control sleep? Work out a little bit more, kind of use up your energy in better ways. I know studying, learning might be a little difficult already, but try to kind of drain your energy out by the end of the day. Stop having coffee. If you have coffee, I think stop that by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because for few of us caffeine really hits, and we stay awake for way longer than we should. So to give better sleep, I think that would be one of a good option. Just start working out, feel better, do some breathing. That should help like that.
Just to add to what Shivani said, this is something we discussed in the previous session as well. If you can bring a pattern to your sleep, it's going to help. If you just set a time every day, every night, if you want to go to sleep between 10:30 and 11, try making it a point that you always go to bed at that time. And if possible, switch off your phones or anything that throws out blue light at your face and your eyes at least an hour before you go to sleep, and that's definitely going to help you go back to bed.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go earlier to bed. Shri Vidya, what do I do if I'm not able to exercise and my body is stiff? That's why you do start yoga, because your body is stiff, first of all. Some people think that only because I'm flexible, I can do yoga, but that's not the case. Yoga is for anybody and everybody. Any exercise is for anybody and everybody. You just need to see what you like. Like, I'm not going to force you to do yoga. I'm not going to tell you yoga is the best, yoga is everything, yoga is what you have to do. But you need to find what you enjoy doing, right? If it's a sport, if it's swimming, if it's cardio, if it's yoga, if it's strength training, any of it, as long as you're able to do it consistently. Okay, like with your sleep, with your food, workout is another thing that has to become a lifestyle. And only with progress will you get better, and will your body feel lighter, will your body feel better through the day, through the month. And then you'll start seeing the difference with a lot more flexibility and a lot more ease in certain exercises. And then you work towards getting better in what you want. Yeah. Uday, it's great that you do Chakrasana very well. Yeah, you can do Chakrasana. That's really good for your back as well. To lose weight, eat lesser food, eat healthier food, calorie deficit more than anything else. Any exercise will give you a few more calories in hand day to day, but it's no magic to lose weight. Eat lesser, eat healthy, eat well, train every day and sleep well. And I think you live a better life than you are right now. Sorry, Nitesh, we're done with yours. What is the correct time to do Surya Namaskar? Kirti, there's no correct time to do any exercise. Do it when you want to do it. But when you're doing yoga or when you're doing any exercise, see to that you're doing it 1 hour after a meal or empty stomach. Personally, I like doing Surya Namaskar on an empty stomach and the first thing in the morning, because I feel lighter and I feel better. But for some people, their body is too stiff in the morning to do Surya Namaskar first thing when they wake up. So they take a few hours to do it. But as long as you're doing it, and as long as you're not feeling heavy or you're not feeling nauseous when you're exercising or doing Surya Namaskar, any time to do it would be okay. So yeah, that's about it. Can women do yoga while they're menstruating? Yeah, for sure. I would say that depends woman to woman and depends on how their body is. For someone like me, because fitness is what I do on a day-to-day level and it is my profession right now, I take a break on the first day, because it's your body, right? Your body is telling you that this is your day to rest and this is your day to recover. because there's so much happening in the body and it's so much science that's going through, which is a lot more difficult to understand. So that goes person to person, that goes woman to woman. But if you're feeling safe and you're feeling okay, you can do some light stretches. Don't do vigorous training on at least your first 3 days of your menstrual cycle, but otherwise, like some light stretching and exercise should be okay. Gym or yoga, that's your choice. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. But for me personally, it's yoga. But again, that's your call. A bit more harder exercises. Sorry. For someone who just said they're not able to do balancing at all, so there's a lot going on in your mind. I'm sorry, but balance comes with a lot of control from the mind, a lot of control from the breath. So since you know that this is somewhere on your weakness, work on it. Okay, like every day, what the exercise that we did today is one of the simplest exercises in terms of balancing. So work on it. If you were able to do 2 seconds today, try tomorrow and see if you can do 5 seconds. Try on Sunday and see if you can do 10 seconds. By the end of next week, see if that's improved. Try to do different balancing exercises day in and day out, because it's very important. Honestly speaking, it's very important to kind of get that center of balance for your body and your mind. And so stability on your ankle, all of it falls in balance. So just practice, practice, practice. Look up YouTube, look up Google, and see some easy balancing exercises and improve on that. Thank you for the demonstration. Can you please tell us about Chandra Namaskara? What are the difference between Surya Namaskar? Surya Namaskar is sun, Chandra is moon. So it's just at the time of the day, and it's the reverse of sun salutations and moon salutations. Sun salutations, you go forward, moon, you go backward. But in terms of the benefits, they're both amazing for the body, and you can try out both. A lot of people, or a few people, I think, believe in the moon and the sun. They feel like on certain days they can only do this kind of workout, eat this kind of food. But I'm sadly or happily not in that journey. I'm more on do what your body wants to do and feel good about it. Feel good is all that you get from it. Yeah. Can you tell me regarding what food intake properly at a time? Sorry, but I'm not a nutritionist, Murli, but I would still say eat healthy. Every day follow a particular routine. If you're eating breakfast at 9 o'clock, eat breakfast at 9 o'clock every day. If you're eating lunch at 1 o'clock, eat lunch at 1 o'clock every day. Try to finish all your meals by 8 o'clock in the night, so you feel a little lighter when you're sleeping and not too heavy and bloated. But if you have more questions on what food to have, I think you should speak to a nutritionist and they'll help you better with this. When will there be? Okay, sorry, I can't answer college questions. I'm glad you're feeling relaxed, Bindu. Is this the right time to do all this in the evening? Like I said, there's no right or wrong time. It's just what your body wants and what your body can. Just see that you're doing your exercises 1 hour after eating anything. Green tea is okay, black coffee is okay, anything that has 0 calories is okay. Thank you, Nitesh. Thank you, Mohan. I'm glad you guys are feeling relaxed. It is also for warm-up exercises. Yeah, all your joint movements, like easy exercises just to warm up the body and, to have that blood flow basically, okay? Because you're sitting in one position through the day, so you kind of get tired or your muscles kind of stop working, right? Like how you fuel your engines to work, it gives that movement. It's the same thing with your joints. You give that movement, so there's a lot more blood flow that is happening to your body. I hope that answers your question. At what time we have to practice these every day? Already mentioned. You have severe back and neck ache after doing it. I would say your body is really stiff, Srividya. If you're having severe back and neck pain after doing these exercises, because they're very basic. So I would suggest that you keep working on these exercises to feel better. If it's really bad, or if you feel like you're in too much pain for that reason, just go have a nice hot water or a warm water bath. If you have some salts at home, use that and it should ease out your muscles. Your muscles are probably quite tight. TM Rao, you can be flexible with your workout. You can do your own ways. There's a lot of different exercises and a lot of different yoga that's practiced around the world nowadays, and they all mix it up here and there. There are different kind of workouts. If you're interested, you can always look it up. But yeah, you can plan your own sequence and you can get the best of your own workout, I say. Vanchika, what kind of exercises or yoga? Height. Genes is very important for height. Yoga is not going to magically help you there. It'll help you feel a lot relaxed and mentally better. But for height, I'm not quite sure how to help. For spondylitis, I would say you need to work very much on your joints. You have to do yoga every day. If you have arthritis, if you have spondylitis, if you have any joint ache, work on your joints, work on your muscles, because once you grow older, very difficult. I've seen quite a few people who haven't worked at the right time. Um, it's not very uh, great. Honestly speaking, I would recommend you meet a physiotherapist or someone in terms of yoga if you have spondylitis, and please go with someone who's guided and who has knowledge in it. Do not do it by yourself and do not affect your body. Okay. uh, Asanas to help you use weight. Most exercises, most asanas will help you become stronger, more flexible. Strength wise, great. But to lose weight, Nishant, you have to eat lesser food. Okay, you can't expect to eat so much, do few exercises, and magically lose weight. I know how difficult the process is, and I know how much of a struggle it is mentally to get yourself to the gym, to get yourself to eat that healthy food instead of unhealthy food. But in the long run, you are going to benefit it more than anybody else. And it's okay to say no. So you'd rather say no to unhealthy than just look for exercises. You look for exercises to feel good, look for exercises to make you feel better mentally, physically. Um, but do a few more like ab workouts, do a few more squats, lunges, which burn more fat and burn more calories, so you can kind of balance it out at the end of it. Yeah. Arun, do you have anything to say? A lot of people have asked about reducing weight, so
So it's the famous saying goes, abs are made in the kitchen.
yeah.
So the only way to reduce weight or lose fat is to eat healthy and eat what is required and what your body needs.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
overeating, if you can reduce junk and processed foods, it will definitely help in your journey towards reducing fat and losing weight. But make it a habit to exercise and eat healthy and nutritious food. That should, definitely help you towards feeling better and feeling healthier and feeling fitter.
Yeah, awesome. TM Rao, thank you again for feeling good. I hope you liked the session. And with food discipline, sleep, like I already answered, that's how you go about it. Find a routine, journal it down, find a pattern. Again, you're working and you're living for yourself, so do it the best way you can. Right? Don't do it for somebody else. Do it for yourself, and you will feel better. Bindu, any diet for a healthy lifestyle? Arun just explained that as well. Yes, Vamshi, you can do yoga, you can do exercise every day. Take one day to kind of recover and rest, sleep it off, feel better. But 6 days of the week, you can work out. Even start for like half an hour, it's good enough. Gautam, thank you so much. Exercise to reduce tension, I would say, would be some breathing exercise or slow paced yoga. You get a headache, Sayandeep, welcome to my life. But yeah, yoga has really helped me in that way. I think it was me also, it was the same time school and college where I would get headache, and for me it was the sun, and because I would not drink enough water. But I've learned that through the years. So hydrate, the heat is crazy, it takes up a lot of our energy, so just keep a bottle with you. That's like my thing. And whenever you can, drink some water. Hydration always helps in headaches. Do some breathing exercises, and you should feel better, hopefully. How can we not get distracted by our thoughts and meditate peacefully? Ananya, basically meditation is not about not having any thoughts. It's about having control over your thoughts. Okay. If you have no thoughts, then you've like reached samadhi and all of that, where you're like peaceful and calm, and very, very few people get to that level. But unless that's your goal, when you're meditating, you need to have control over your thoughts, not have thoughts. Okay, like if you're thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner, understand why you're thinking what you're going to have for dinner. Is it necessary at the moment, or can you do something else? Or even if that is your thought, understand your thought, change your thought process, be a little bit more aware of what your thoughts are, and that itself is meditation. For me personally, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I can't sit and meditate closing my eyes for more than 5 minutes. But I use meditation in my practice. So I'm more control of my thoughts. If something is bothering me through the day, or I feel like, I need to let go of this particular thing, I don't do it in terms of sitting straight, closing my eyes, but in terms of flowing with my body, I try to let go that way. So you can find a different approach if you're finding it difficult to just sit and not be distracted by thoughts.
Okay, I
Exercise
think we
might
are.
be, yeah, sorry.
We're 10 minutes past the scheduled stop, but I'm going to let Shivani pick the last 4 questions. You can scroll through all the questions that are there, and then
Okay,
just
a
pick
few
the ones
right
that
now
are.
are repeated. So
Yeah.
I will talk about intermittent fasting, Bindu. Okay, so till I see the others, intermittent fasting is person to person, man to woman. Personally, I feel if you're a woman, to do intermittent fasting for 14 hours and 10 hours, where you eat for 14 hours, sorry, you eat for 10 hours and you fast for 14 hours, and maybe do it thrice to 4 times in a week. Don't go over that. We have like crazy hormones in our body, so you'll never understand it. It's quite all over the place. So kind of work towards listening to your body. Women get more hungrier compared to a man. So if you're doing this with another man and they're like, how are you, so why you starving, I'm completely okay. Understand their bodies are built very differently from our bodies. So it's okay if you're a little hungry and you want to eat, you can. For a man, fast for 20 hours also, no problem. But just eat when your body wants you to eat. Don't starve yourself because you think it's better. Starve for the right reasons, or like have that control over your body for the right reasons. There's an amazing show on Netflix about intermittent fasting. If you're really interested, look up on that. Surya Namaskar, anytime you can do. Shraddha, I will answer your question because I relate to it very much. Um, can you suggest any asana that helps to reduce menstrual pain? Child's pose is very good. Breathing exercises, being in control of your breath is very good. Drink water, very important. Lie down on your stomach. It kind of presses the abdomen and the uterus area to kind of make it feel a lot more easier. And spinal rotations are also good to kind of help you feel better. Um, Arun, do you want to answer this question? How to become more strong?
Just be consistent with a proper workout. Honesty and consistency is what makes you strong. If you want to be fitter, is what I mean. I'm guessing this is physically strong. So you just have to be consistent, and you have to be honest with yourself. Figure a good workout regimen that suits you, that you like, and just focus on that and continuously keep doing it, and that should make you strong in due course of time.
Yeah. I saw a couple of people are saying getting throat pain while you're doing yoga. It's either the air outside because of pollution. This is the first time hearing for it, but what comes to my mind is because of that. Or there's a chakra that's in yoga terms that's here, which is your Vishuddhi chakra, which is basically your throat. And that could be generally for like thyroid or throat pains or throat aches like that. So kind of work on that particular chakra to kind of feel better would be my recommendation. Satvika, PCOD is going to be very difficult for you to lose more weight or to feel better about yourself, being very blunt about it. But please start. Everybody who has PCOD, PCOS, please, please, please start working out today. Okay, you finished today. Continue working out for tomorrow. Please work on your body. It's going to get very difficult for you later otherwise. but please work on your body and mind. A lot of you still asking about losing weight. Reduce food, guys. Just reduce the food you're eating. Nutritionist drinks to less calories. Juice, water, 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 water.
Uh,
Yeah,
I think we're done, I'm guessing.
yeah. Okay.
Super.
Splits. Just this last question. Working on your splits. Again, follow some pages on Instagram, YouTube. I'm sure you guys are on that. Be careful when you're doing your splits because few of them make it look too easy. Trust me, it's not. Your body is made differently. A few of them have been into gymnastics for years. Few of them have been into gyms in school because a lot of the white people or like people from the West are the ones who are doing a lot more of splits and making it look very simple, honestly. But remember that they come from a very different background. Okay, so they do gymnastics, they do acrobatics, they do a lot more things when they were in school itself, when their bodies were a lot younger. Take your time to work on difficult asanas like that. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Firstly, thank you to the participants for being amazing and giving us so many questions to answer as well. I hope we learned a thing or two from Shivani today that can be integrated to things that we are doing on a daily basis. And thank you, Shivani, so much for taking time off and taking us through all your asanas and giving your tips and tricks and a lot of
Thank you,
relaxation
Alan.
exercises. And going by what people have been saying, it's something very relaxing, and most of them had a great time. Thank you, Commander, for taking time off and joining us. And it's I'm very happy you did. And I will try to get. I will have. This is being recorded, and I will try to get the recording, and I will post it on YouTube, so it is available for later viewing and reference. So hopefully, it has been useful. And just a reminder to all those who are here, tomorrow at 12, we have Simon Toffel coming in and addressing the students and staff. He's going to be talking about holistic development, and he's going to be referring to a lot of his life experiences as an umpire and as a human being. And I think he's got some very interesting insights about a lot of things from coping with pressure, most importantly, and decision making. So I hope you make use of that opportunity to learn thing or two from Simon as well. So with that, thank you so much. Thanks, Shivani. Thank you, Commander. And hope to see you all soon at some point on campus. So that's something that we're looking forward to as well. And take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all tomorrow.
Thank you guys for
Thank
this
you.
opportunity, and I hope you guys enjoy the session and start doing more yoga. Feel good about yourselves. Thank you again. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you.